Hey everybody, we're back for another reading. And this time it is a reading all about the month of August. It feels like a very, very big month. And so that's why I'm inviting in my gentle fern energy to help ground and anchor the enormity of what I've been feeling today. So it feels like, and I don't know if this is just for me in my own life, but it feels like the beginning of a marathon. And or just, just the energy feels like mountainous. It feels enormous. So, and I don't know if it's just me, but I am curious to see how you've all been kind of feeling into this month. It's the beginning. And it feels like lots and lots of change happening. So that's another thing that I'm excited to kind of tap into. Like what does this month really mean for us? And let's just tap into some wisdom about this month. So right now, we've got a humongo conjunction happening with Uranus and the North Node and Mars, and that was kind of culminating yesterday, but it's going to move pretty slowly, and we're going to be feeling it this week for sure. And Uranus is just that that it's associated with lightning and thunder and big illumination, and Mars is fire and direction and passion and drive, and the North Node is who that's like for every single person where we all collectively want to go and what it is that we're putting into place. And this is like the beginning of the dominoes as they all start to go. And and then for each of us personally, it happens in our own life and in our own small way of what's being illuminated. What are you really being kind of, I almost see like the defibrillator, like what's like kickstarting your heart chakra right now. So it's also the month when the royal fixed star Regulus comes online, and that begins to really illuminate the night sky in terms of anchoring the energies that we're going to start moving towards fall. It is the one that announces the harvest time and starts gearing us ready for what it is that we need to start harvesting, as a society, but also as ourselves individually. What do we need to start harvesting right now so that when we start going into the dark of winter, that we still have that fire to keep us warm, to keep us vital, and keep us healthy. So that royal fixed star has long time been associated with the archangel Raphael. And I've also started really tapping into the the solar lion energy with that star particularly. And so I've got my beautiful Sekhmet that I am dedicating this reading to. Like that, I don't know, it's that Leo lion, and she's that yin feminine lion. And I think that's just so important and so powerful right now. So just feels like brrr. So I'm gonna bring her up forward so that you can see it. I'm gonna let her bask alone in the camera because she is such a diva, but in such a beautiful way. But yeah, so she's just gonna beam some juicy Sekhmet energy at you, paired with that green life energy. Yeah. So, mm-hmm. Yay. I want to make sure that she's nice and centered. Beautiful. And then we've got our candle illuminating everything. That's our our portal for today so that we can feel each other's energies. Yeah. And then I kind of felt like pulling out this very unusual deck for us today. This one is the InnerWise, the complete healing system. And this one is pretty interesting because it actually goes through, and there are, I mean, I don't know if you can see this, but there are like hundreds of little tiny square cards, each with a number on it that correlates with an energy, a mineral, zodiac, like, I mean, hundreds of things. So what I'd actually like to do with this is feel out our energy as a group and see which, which, like I said, there's so many different things in here, elements, medicines, homeopathies. Um, you'll just see. We'll find out what happens. And actually tune in to see which medicines are actually essential for us collectively in our tiny little online group that we've created. What's super important for us to harvest right now. And I pulled my own just before going on, and it was pretty interesting to see. So I'm really curious to see what happens when we do this as a group. So let's just jump right in. Let's just jump right into it. So let's just connect in with our heart. The painting up there right now, and this gray shirt that I decided to wear today is all about the neutral, the base neutral axis of the heart chakra, and how when everything comes into the heart chakra, it becomes aligned with the earth and the sky. We're just like right there in the middle of the axis. So let's just like tune into that heart portal, and really just beam over into this little deck of cards that I've got. What medicine is truly aligned with right now, and what is it that we need to start harvesting and storing away for wintertime so that we can keep this summer hearth fire health of summertime going all the way into the winter, into the darkest part of winter when we need it the most. Okay, so I'm feeling this one. We got 4 cards. We have 4 of them. So let's see. And they look like this. So this is I'll actually put it right up there. InnerWise. And then when we turn it around, I love that it actually looks like the same shape, the Merkaba shape from the painting. Okay, so this one is 45. And of course, this means nothing right now, right? 45, 260, 116, and 2. Let's find out what these numbers are assigned to. 45 is a color. So we got the color light green. Wow, I think that's why she showed up. Okay, light green. I feel a fountain. Actually, I'm just going to beam this to you through the heart chakra painting. I'm going to beam that medicine straight through this time and space portal that we've created. So light green energy. I feel a fountain of energy bubbling in me, the lightness of a child and a zest for action. Spring feelings awaken in me. So carrying this green energy into the deepest, darkest parts of winter. And I don't know where everybody lives here that's tuning in today, but for me in California, winter actually turns into this color. It is that color of green, but it's so cold that sometimes the green feels very outside, and the life force energy doesn't always feel like it's in my bones. So this yummy solar energy and the green, that's actually putting that green energy of life force into the bones, into the blood, so that in winter we can keep being strong. Okay, so 260 is the next one. 260, where are you? Okay. Oh, wow. So this is a homeopathy. This is a homeopathy card, and the homeopathy is ledum palustre. Palustre? I've never read that out loud, so I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Marsh tea is what it's associated with. Okay, so and it says, because of inner anger, I was stubborn and closed up. I'm gonna keep beaming that. So in the past couple days, I've been really tuning in with this this chart, this pendulum chart that I've got, where it actually shows like what emotion you're vibrating at. And I was kind of surprised that I was vibrating at the frequency of anger for a good long time. And that's like liver chakra. We store energy. The emotion of anger gets processed in the liver, and along with everything else, like it is the filter of so many different toxins. And it's interesting because when we have an accumulation of anger, that's a kind of a toxic energy if it is not released properly. It's not always toxic, but it can be. And so, and that also, that's probably why I'm such a dork for like making sure I'm Miss Frizzle over here. That I'm wearing the shirt that correlates with everything. So, so this like t-shirt of the heart, not heart, sun, heart, that sun energy right over the liver, that sunshine that we're really getting exposed to right now, that summertime blast of fire and heat, that's actually going to help be the crucible in the liver chakra to transmute and boil down any residual or long held anger that we might be still carrying. And so this is actually a good moment to, look at the things that make you angry and, actually bring it up into the heart chakra to be neutralized, to get back to clarity, to get back to base point of, compassion for self, compassion for other. So, wow. So that's actually something that we are harvesting for fall, is this medicine, so that we can actually do this in a healthy way, and that fire that we carry from right now into fall time doesn't just manifest as anger, but it actually manifests as vitality. So 116 is the next one. And we have a celestial body. Wow. You won't ever guess. You won't ever guess, right? Because why would this channel have any synchronicity at all? Like that's not what this channel's about. Synchronicity and things that all make sense and line up. Okay, of course, right? We got 116. It's the sun tone, the hertz of the sound when they've mathematically turned I don't know how the scientists do this, honestly, but I've seen this many times where they actually do some kind of mathematical algorithm to find out what the hertz sound, the frequency of a planet is. And you can Google this, and especially YouTube, you're going to come up with like so many of these. They sound kind of awful. They sound like weird buzzings, but it's the sound of the planet or the star. The one that just came up for us right now is the sun tone, and that's 126.22 hertz. And it's tripping me out. Okay, the sound of source. The source radiates the light that dissolves the darkness, life force, energy and growth, opening up to new directions. I mean, isn't that wild? So let's just take a moment to beam that. And I will try to find this particular sound, and I will link it down at the bottom so that you can listen to it. I'll try to find one that sounds pretty too, if I can. But here, we're gonna boom this. Wow. I'm gonna boom this over to you. Man. Okay, so what that means, for at least what I'm feeling out right now, carrying the literal sun, which is source energy. It's that energy of the heart. And if you think of your heart as an infinite portal, that, gosh, I just have so many things that I wish I could dive into at length. But that infinite portal of our heart is source energy. And it's our internal sun. It's that sunshine that radiates. And carrying that energy into fall, into winter, and remembering that even in the darkest nights, that we still have that internal sun to keep us warm and keep us, you know, keep going, just keep going. That is pretty incredible to have that just pop into the reading today. So the last one, number 2. Number 2. Okay. Aspen. This is a Bach flower remedy. Aspen. Negative emotions and fears have no more power over me. I am free to live happily again. And so what I know about aspen, having grown up in Colorado, I'm just going to continue beaming this while I tell you. So aspens are the tree that have many, many eyes. And so they're always watching out, making sure that they see in all directions at once. And they have that rustle of their leaves. And that in two flips of the coin, right? One side of the coin is that it's an energy of constantly having your eyes everywhere and being, a little frazzled, and it's like that energy of paranoia. But then the flip side is actually knowing that you at all times have support witnessing and caring for you in all directions, that when you are in your center, that you can actually see 360 degrees around you, and there's actually no need to use the actual eyes, that and the rustling, you realize, is just the wind, and it's actually you moving with nature, and it turns into such a beautiful sound. If you've ever been in an aspen forest, that's just such a beautiful sound. It's like fairies all around you. It's just, go to Colorado and go experience the fairy forest of aspen trees. The other thing, let me show you. Aspen, aspen. come out wherever you are. Don't be scared, little aspen. It's about releasing fear, right? And it means, you know, if like aspen is a master of this, and so it means that at one point it was very, very scared, and it learned how not to be anymore. So now take a look at this quaking aspen and the way that they they hold hands down here in the roots, in this center of roots, deep underground. And then when they actually come up, they're each individual trees that you can be your individual self, but that you are so connected to everything that is around you, and especially your soul family, you know, the family that you deeply connect to in love, unconditional love. So I'm actually just going to read this because I love the way she writes. And it says, despite the trembling of her leaves, aspen isn't any. Blah, 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 blah. Let's just erase that. Let's pretend I know how to edit my videos and start over. Despite the trembling of her leaves, aspen isn't really scared. How do I know? Because deep underground, the aspen holds hands. To our eyes, aspen trees are individuals, but in their roots and hearts, they are one. This is not a metaphor. Aspens grow in what's called a clonal colony, sending out underground suckers to find a lovely spot to sprout a sister tree. Aspen groves are amongst the largest and oldest single organisms on the planet. When you see aspen quivering, it's often with laughter. She giggles gently at the human race, who seem to have forgotten that our deep roots are one. So Aspen asks us to root into this sense of connection so that we can let go of our fears. I love that. And I'm really happy that we could have a picture to go along with that medicine card. So I think that's pretty incredible. Wow. Yeah, the things that are really gonna, you know, be important when we come out towards winter time, which is still a ways yet, but this is the time to really start cultivating and scooping in the things that you need. So I want to actually pull on these cards. This is the ancestor and angels cards. And ask for a guide for this month. I love when they just fall out. So a guide for this month is the Mirror Guardian, asking to take time to reflect. And so at this time when the sun is at its brightest and strongest, and it's just illuminating so many things. So this is really a time where we can reflect in a state of joy and wonder. And I'm hearing, you know, the gratitude of you know, that childlike energy. So we can reflect. And yeah, so it's like our mirror guardian is going to hang out with us this month to help us do that with ease and grace. And yeah, I'm feeling like that's our short and sweet reading for today. I'm just going to take one more second to uh, lump all of these together. Along with it, actually came with this interesting little charm thing. So this, just gonna blast it all to you again one more time through this mandala portal painting that I've made. And so we'll just blast that on. And so, you know, I'm actually feeling that we're just gonna take a moment to just collect all of the parts that have been scattered throughout the day, the week, the month, the year. Just bring those back in where it can be lightened and brightened and put back in its place and recentering. The gentle sound of the sun radiating through the screen. The strength of the aspen tree, keeping us grounded and rooted in love and laughter. The other two that have already sunk so deep into my psyche that I don't remember them, but it doesn't matter. They're there too when they're beaming straight into you. And we can come back to that at any point and really just allow that to, oh yes, the light green of the fern. So yeah, that is it. That is the reading for today. So I just want to thank my guides and your guides and all the medicine that came in through today. And lovely Sekhmet and the beautiful living Fernie and all of your hearts. And yeah, that was great. That was nice. I'm so glad that we were here together. If you are interested, I'm going to be doing a guided meditation. It's not entirely 100% clear. I'm still kind of waiting to see what spirit is going to surprise me with, but I definitely want to do a group guided journey. And my goal right now is to go visit the star Sirius right now at the time where she is connected to the sun, and ask some questions and see what wisdom comes through when we ask the star some questions. And I want to do that on Lionsgate, which is August 8th. I want to do this at 8 o'clock. So let's just get all our 8s going on. And I will put the registration down at the bottom so that you can join me. I'm being called to ask for, like a small little donation for it because it takes my time and my energy, and I do feel that's worth something. So I'm going to ask for an $8 donation. Of course, if that is something that you can't do, no big deal. Like, I just want you to join. But if you feel called, please do that. Donate. I'll put the things down below because yeah, you know what? It's an energetic exchange. When we do this, it's an energetic exchange. And so while, in regular, in my ideal way that things would work, we would just all trade our services and our gifts with each other constantly, and there would really be no need for other things. But since everybody's spread out, that would be very consuming on people's schedules. A little energetic exchange of 8, because that feels, look at that very interesting limnoscat. Just going to hypnotize you with that for a minute. So yeah, that would be lovely. I think that would be nice because when we do that, you're putting your energy into it as well. And then we meet, and that's when, like, that is big time. That is when the portal of energy between me and you really seriously open up, because in one way or another, we're linking contracts, linking agreements, linking energy. So I think that's cool. So that being said, I would love to see so many of you there. I don't know what else I need to say. Yeah, I think that's kind of it right now. So I hope everybody has a beautiful August. Really like scoop in those energies. I think that's gonna be, it sounds like that's gonna be pretty important for us moving into the next months of the year. So yeah, I will see you back here next week. And until then, I hope everybody is radiant in their own solarness. Okay, bye.